My mother burned every letter my father ever sent me from prison. What she didn't know was that one of his emails contained directions to a box hidden in our garage, a box that would destroy her. I was 14 when Dad was convicted of arson. The fire gutted the warehouse where he worked, and investigators found traces of accelerant in his truck. He swore he'd never touched it. I believed him, because my father was the man who pulled over to move turtles off the road. But juries don't convict based on turtles. What made me suspicious wasn't the trial. It was how fast my mother moved on. 9 weeks after sentencing, a man named Curtis was sitting in Dad's chair at our dinner table. My mother introduced him like a prize. "Curtis is going to take care of us now. You should be grateful." Curtis smiled a lot, but never with his eyes. Within a month, he had rules. My phone got a tracking app for safety. My bedroom door had to stay open, because families don't hide things. When I mentioned Dad once at dinner, Curtis set his fork down very slowly and said, "That name doesn't get spoken in my house. My house." He'd lived there 11 weeks. I told my mother he scared me. She laughed and said I was being dramatic, that I'd sabotage her happiness just like I'd defended a criminal. That night, Curtis stopped me in the hallway, leaned in close, and whispered, "Keep running your mouth and you'll find out how small this town gets for a girl with no allies." Then he smiled and said goodnight loud enough for my mother to hear. So I got quiet, and I got careful. I wrote to Dad through my best friend Maya's address. He replied through the prison email system to an account I made at the school library. Those emails kept me breathing. He never once told me to hate my mother. He just kept saying, "Keep your head down, sweetheart. Truth is patient." Then came the Saturday my mother found a letter I'd hidden inside my math textbook. She didn't yell. That was the frightening part. She walked to the backyard fire pit, dropped in every letter she could find, and lit them while Curtis watched from the porch with his arms crossed. "You're done with him," she said. "Curtis is your father now. Start acting like it." I cried in the library the next morning, typing an email to Dad that was mostly rambling. His reply came 4 days later, calm as ever. But one line stopped me cold. "Did you ever check where I told you?" I scrolled back through months of emails, and there it was. A message from right after his sentencing that I'd read through tears and never absorbed. Garage, rafters above the workbench, green toolbox. I waited 2 weeks for my mother and Curtis to leave for a weekend trip. Then I dragged the ladder out, climbed up with a flashlight in my teeth, and found the toolbox wedged behind the insulation. Inside was a folder and a flash drive. The folder held printed bank statements, transfers from the warehouse owner's insurance payout into an account under Curtis's name, and photographs time-stamped 6 weeks before the fire. Curtis and my mother sitting together in a diner 2 towns over, before the fire, before Dad's arrest, before she met him. The flash drive had one video file. Dad, sitting in our garage, speaking to the camera. "If you're watching this, it means I'm not able to protect you myself. I hired an investigator when I suspected your mother was seeing someone. What he found scared me. If anything ever happens to me, take everything in this box to attorney Denise Calloway. Her card is taped under the lid. I love you more than anything." Her card was there. I didn't sleep that night. Monday morning, Maya's mom drove me to Calloway's office instead of school. The attorney went pale, flipping through the folder, then picked up her phone. It took 7 months. The insurance transfers were verified. A gas station's archived footage, subpoenaed this time, showed Curtis buying accelerant in Dad's stolen work jacket. The conviction was vacated in March. Curtis was arrested at his job. My mother was charged as an accessory. She called me from holding, sobbing that family forgives. I let it ring out. Dad picked me up from Maya's house the day he was released. He didn't say anything. He just held me in the driveway for 10 straight minutes while I finally fell apart. Truth is patient. So were we.